Hey, I'm here with Ronnie. Ronnie, can you tell me about yourself?
How you doing? My name is Ronnie. I'm 33, and I'm drawing a blank.
So where are you from?
I'm from up and down the East Coast here. I'm actually from D.C. originally, and grew up some in New York, Tennessee, and down in Nashville, and then down here in Georgia.
Can you tell me about the cosplay you're currently cosplaying right now?
This is Broly from the movie from Dragon Ball Super,
Man, cool.
and yeah, it's from the Dragon Ball series.
So why did you select them, the cosplay?
Broly is one of my favorite characters from the series. I think the original version had a lot to offer, but the remake they did in Dragon Ball Super, I had to do it at least 1 year, one cosplay for Broly.
Okay. How long you been cosplaying?
I'd say probably closer to 10 years.
Oh, wow. What are some cosplays that you've done in the past?
I've done a Mobile Suit Gundam Goof. I've done a few characters from Dragon Ball and a few other characters from series from the 90s all the way up to the mid-2000s.
Okay, cool. So what cons have you been to?
Dragon Con, definitely. It's my favorite. Anime Week in Atlanta, that's coming up. Definitely going to that as well. And started going to MomoCon, actually. It's grown up. It's a much larger con than it used to be before, but those three mostly.
And Ronnie, which one is your favorite con out of those three?
I have to say Dragon Con because of the size and just the spectacle of it. It's also very inclusive. There's pretty much something for everybody. Just really incredible in terms of the size and the scope of it.
Cool. So what does cosplay mean to you?
For me, it's just for fun. And I think cosplay itself should always be for fun. Now, you can make a living off of it, and you can find it to, find other people with like mind and make friends and things like that. And it's always really great. But at the end of the day, I think, honestly, it always should be a labor of love. It should always be something that you do for fun, that you use, to kind of just get out there, just like you would any other kind of Halloween party or any kind of thing, Mardi Gras, anything like that.
Is it considered cosplay if you make it or if you go to Party City to get it?
So like I was saying, cosplay is a labor of love, so it doesn't really matter. I think both of those are pretty much cosplay. My definition is a bit inclusive, but, I think that when it comes to people buying things pre-made, as long as, you put your heart into it, maybe you can embellish it or maybe you can just rock it how it is. As long as you have fun at the end of the day, I think it's cosplay.
Okay, cool. If you can add something or take away something to make the cosplay community better, what would you do?
I'd say everyone needs to be more tolerant, more inclusive, definitely. The cosplay community as a whole has had its fair share of scandals and kind of, divisive issues. I think, honestly, everyone just needs to be a little more inclusive and definitely need to be more like a community, honestly, if that makes sense.
Okay, Ronnie, I'm about to ask you a couple of quick rapid-fire questions. Are you ready?
All right, shoot. Absolutely.
So what's your favorite anime?
I'd say probably the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, probably the original.
Why is that?
Really deep, really incredible for the time. Came out in 1979, dealt with a lot of heavy issues. I think it's always going to be timely. It's one of those animes that kind of started a genre of its own.
Okay. Favorite cartoon?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, maybe.
Why is that?
Saturday morning cartoons back in the day. I'm old, that's what you woke up to eating cereal, and it was just one of those things that was, I don't know, it kind of clicked with me.
Okay. DC or Marvel?
Hard choice. Both have something to offer. Marvel for the comics and the movies, DC for kind of the shows, comics definitely, and the animated.
Okay. Goku or Vegeta?
Goku.
Why is that?
Goku. I mean, Goku is pretty much the character that saves the universe, and he remains pretty consistent the entire way through, no matter what series you're looking at. Goku is kind of like the almost Jesus-like allegory, and he holds the whole universe on his back, and it's just no sweat to him. He's just always the same kind of person that he always was.
Okay. Favorite MCU movie?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Let's see. Black Panther.
Why is that?
Black Panther did it right. I mean, if you look at the history of cinema and how it's treated people who look like us, it really hasn't always been on the up and up, if you know what I mean. We don't always get the kind of spotlight that's not in a kind of pandering or kind of shallow way. That got to the issues. It did them very intelligently. It was well written, plenty of action, and on its own, it stood alone as a kind of movie I think anybody could be proud of. And I think it hit a lot of people, where they live, kind of, with the whole story itself. And it was complex writing. They did it in a standalone movie and did it very well.
Okay, recently Martin Scorsese made some comments about Marvel movies not being cinema. Have you heard that?
I have heard that.
How do you feel about that?
I think he's off base. I think he's out of pocket. I think he makes great movies on his own genre. Let him try to direct a Marvel movie. If he doesn't think movies made from comic books are real movies, I'd like a full explanation more than what he gave on why he really believes that. And if he looks at the commercial success of that, I wonder what he thinks about the fact that his movies have been commercial successes as well. Does he think that is there some different standard for his movies versus Marvel movies? Because they are record setters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite DC movie?
I think the Christopher Nolan Batman series was great. The first two in particular. The Dark Knight, I saw that movie 4 times in the theater, and I hardly ever watch movies twice.
Okay. Superman or Batman?
Hard choice. Real hard choice. That one. I would say Superman.
Okay, why is that?
Superman, once again, kind of like Goku. I think you may have seen online kind of Goku versus Superman fights. I think that Goku and Superman would never fight each other in real life. Just turn it out on you on a bit. It's both the same kind of thing. They're both almost deities, and they're both the same kind of like simple country folk. But they keep themselves consistent. No matter how incredibly godlike, powerful they become, they're the same person. They don't get corrupted by the power like a lot of other people might. So I think that they do a good job kind of being that guardian, but also kind of being true to themselves. They've got a lot of heart. I think Superman and Goku pretty much almost the same character. They pull from the same kind of source there.
You watch My Hero Academia?
I do.
Okay. If you can have any quirk, which one would it be?
All for one.
Okay. Why is that?
Absorbs any quirk.
So you'll keep getting even more powerful after that?
Absolutely. You can choose what to do with it after that, but I mean, that's pretty much the ultimate quirk.
Thanks, Ronnie.